In the autumn of 1944, the Vistula's steep banks had seemed to the Germans to be an insurmountable barrier for the Red Army, but it had already been forced. Sovinform Bureau announced that there were battles of local importance beyond the Vistula to the south of Warsaw. On these 2 days, 2 famous military commanders met here, marshals of the Soviet Union, Zhukov and Rokossovsky. From the southwest and on through Poland to Germany. The beginning of the winter offensive. The headquarters of the Commander-in-Chief, Marshal Zhukov, had at their disposal detailed and reliable information about the Germans' defense system at Warsaw. Warsaw was protected by the so-called Hitler Central European Rampart. Dugouts, earth and timber pillboxes, casements, armored hoods, minefields, barbed wire. A huge fortified area of 15,000 square kilometers. It had taken the Germans several years to build it in order to secure their borders against incursion from the east. According to the plan of the Commander-in-Chief, it was decided to take Warsaw by a turning maneuver. At the beginning of January 1945, the army at the front was given the task of starting the offensive from the bridgeheads beyond the Vistula to the south of Warsaw, to break through the enemy's defense line, move to the rear of the Germans' Warsaw battle group, and cut their communications. Simultaneously to force the Vistula to the north of Warsaw in a turning maneuver, to cut Warsaw off from the west, and by means of combined attacks, to capture the Polish capital, the enemy's most important strategic defense point on the river Vistula. The offensive started on the 14th of January. Under the thunder of artillery, tanks moved through the breach in the Central European rampart. As a result of the turning maneuver, the Germans' Warsaw battle group was threatened with encirclement, and on the 17th of January, with attacks from the north, west and south, Warsaw was liberated. Warsaw, or what was left of Warsaw. For over 5 years it had been under German occupation. There was not one undamaged street, not one whole building. That was their plan. Vile, merciless, barbarian. The German plan for the destruction of this most beautiful city, a large European capital. And now, in place of the once busy and lively Warsaw, there is a heap of ruins. All this was done by the Germans. They ruined Warsaw's cathedrals and churches. They blew up beautiful buildings, the pride of Warsaw, the university. The theatre, the royal palace, they suffocated everything Polish, and they insolently and determinedly Germanized Warsaw. Even on the trams they wrote their repressive rule, Germans only. They burned and destroyed monuments of art and culture. Of the Copernicus monument, only the pedestal remained. The same fate befell other monuments of Warsaw. The house of the Polish national hero Tadeusz Kotuszko was ruined. The house where the composer Chopin lived and worked. This picture shows the well-known Polish artist Edmund Józef. He had been in hiding from the Germans for a long time. He found only ruins where his house had been. Dead, deserted Warsaw. Hundreds of thousands of Warsaw's people were killed or sent into slavery to languish in German camps. There had been 1.5 million people in Warsaw. Now only a few were left. From the suburbs, people moved into the capital. Every Pole wanted to see Warsaw with his own eyes as soon as possible. The Polish capital celebrated its liberation. Lieutenant Onismovich met his sister. They had not seen each other for 6 years and had lost hope of seeing each other again. There were many such meetings. For more than 5 years, the feet of a Polish soldier had not trod the streets of Warsaw, and here Warsaw saluted the army of liberated Poland. Colonel General Rolja Dziemiarski. The head of the provisional government, Tadeusz Komorowski, president of Krajowa Rada Narodowa, Bierut.